Welcome to the How to Write a Book podcast, the show that helps you plan, write, and publish your book, even if you're a beginner or just feel like one. Now, for your host, she's written over a dozen books and helps others bring their books to life. Here she is, Massiel.
Hey everybody. Alrighty, so we're in our last 4 days of this series, which we do every year for November for National Novel Writing Month in the How to Write a Book podcast. And as you guys know, I did a genre every 3 days. So I did romance, horror, fantasy, memoir, how-to and self-help, graphic novels, crime. And now what we're going to be talking about is editing as you go. Because some people might want to start editing, or perhaps they kind of have that itch to edit, but they're like, oh, shouldn't I? And I love editing, y'all. It's like one of my most favorite parts of writing. Like I love to write. I love to figure out the pieces, but editing is just like, I just love it. All right. So, tip number 1, editing in phases. Okay. And remember, this is just going to be as short as the rest of our episode. So it's going to be just really quick and we're going to jump on over. Editing in phases, or remind yourself that editing can come in phases. Now, whether you're tackling one chapter at a time or you're tackling layers at a time, editing doesn't have to be done all at once. You don't have to overwhelm yourself unless you like it. If you like it, you're like, okay, go for it. Whatever helps you to get back to the computer. And so editing in phases means looking at things big picture, medium picture, small picture. So for example, you can edit and see how the story is working. Are the characters progressing? Medium level might be like, do the lines work? Are they keeping up with the pacing? Does it match the genre? So for example, we talked about crime. Do you have shorter sentences to match the fast pacing of crime? Or are you writing like a historical romance where you can have those longer lines, those longer paragraphs where things really get into detail? And the smaller picture, punctuation, grammar. Does it look right? Is the formatting okay? Did you use, the right words for the genre or the era? So all those things. Remember that editing is done in phases. And if you want to start, you can look at it in microscopic views. So y'all, thank you so much. And remember that no matter where you are in the novel writing process, you are doing a great job. And do not forget that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode 147, day 27 of National Novel Writing Month here at the How to Write a Book podcast, y'all. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey there, writer. Thank you for listening to the How to Write a Book podcast with your host, Massiel Valenzuela. If you like the show, we'd be happy if you left a review. For more information on writing and the writer's life, go to www.themassiel.com. That's www.themassiel.com. We'll see you on the other side.